Autopsy reveals cause of death for 18-year-old bandit involved in Corentyne robbery. An autopsy performed on the body of Parman Pertab, 18, of Hampshire Village, East Burbis, Corentyne, revealed he died from multiple incised wounds along with shock and hemorrhage, according to government pathologist Dr. Vivekanand Brijmohan. Regional Commander Shivprasad Bacchus reported that one suspect is in custody regarding the fatal chopping of Pertab, while another suspect remains at large. The robbery took place on the morning of October 26, 2024, at a local jewelry shop. Pertab, armed with a cutlass, and an accomplice, carrying a handgun, stole various gold and silver items from the establishment. After injuring the businessman's assistant, the suspects ordered the victims to lie on the ground as they gathered the valuables into a blue string bag. As the robbers fled on foot, market patrons responded to the businessman's alarm. The accomplice reportedly fired 3 shots in an attempt to scare the crowd, injuring a bystander, Mark Lovell, in his leg and thigh. Pertab was eventually confronted by members of the public, who managed to disarm him and recover the stolen items, which were handed over to the police. Both Pertab and the injured bystander were transported to Port Morant Public Hospital. Pertab succumbed to his injuries during treatment, while Lovell received medical care and later discharged himself. Police investigations are ongoing, with authorities seeking additional guidance on how to proceed with the case. Police order man to remove video of alleged assault by government employee, citing cybercrime violation. Qaidar News reports, in a recent incident, CID ranks of the Guyana police force reportedly instructed a Georgetown man to delete a video he had posted on social media, which showed a female government employee allegedly assaulting him and damaging his Samsung Z Flip cell phone. The woman reportedly filed a cybercrime complaint against the man, prompting the police to investigate. This intervention came shortly after the woman texted the man, warning him about potential charges for sharing the video publicly. In the message, the woman cautioned, "The criminal cyber department is trying to reach you, and you're ignoring the call. You will see the charges for putting up that video again," adding that this could make or break his budding social media presence. The man, speaking to Qaidar News, expressed feeling powerless and concerned about his freedom of speech. He reported that, upon being called to the CID headquarters, police warned him that failure to remove the video could result in a 5-year prison term and a fine of up to $5 million. The conflict reportedly began 6 months ago. The man, who operates a car wash near his residence, repeatedly asked the woman to avoid parking in his workspace. After she continued to park her car in the area, he posted a video highlighting his frustration. This led to an in-person confrontation where the woman allegedly struck his phone from his hand, damaging it. The man posted the incident online again, and both parties filed reports against each other. Although the woman initially promised to compensate him for the phone damage, she allegedly failed to follow through. Since then, the man has reportedly been receiving calls and messages, some of which he suspects could be from individuals impersonating police officers. Investigations into both the cybercrime complaint and the alleged assault remain ongoing, with officers at the CID pledging to conduct an impartial inquiry. Father of 11-year-old murder suspect in Sophia pleads for his life after attack on home. Qaidar News, the father of an 11-year-old boy, who is accused of fatally stabbing a 13-year-old in Sophia, is pleading for his safety after an attack on his home Wednesday night. Gilbert Burrows, the father, found his home vandalized and attempted to be set on fire by unidentified individuals who, he believes, are associates of the deceased teen. In a video interview with crime journalist Travis Chase, Burrows expressed sorrow over the tragic incident and extended condolences to the family of the victim, Kareem Durant. Tearfully, he apologized and begged for his life, recounting the threats he received, stating, "I'm very sorry for what happened. I give them my deepest sympathy. I'm sorry and I'm begging for my life because they said they'll come and kill me." Burrows detailed the attack on his property, explaining how bottles with burnt wicks were thrown to start a fire, causing him to fear for his life. The tragic incident began on Tuesday night when Durant, reportedly angered over a confrontation with Burrows' 16-year-old son, stabbed the older boy with a pair of scissors. The 11-year-old, witnessing the stabbing, allegedly retaliated with a fatal blow to Durant's chest. Police report that Durant and the 11-year-old suspect were friends who often played together in the neighborhood. However, after an argument escalated, Durant returned to the scene armed with scissors and accompanied by another individual. In the ensuing confrontation, Durant stabbed the 16-year-old brother of the accused, which led the 11-year-old to intervene with a knife. Durant then ran towards his home but collapsed on a parapet nearby. He was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Investigations into the incident and the threats against Burrows are ongoing. Man charged with simple larceny escapes from Sparendaam Magistrates Court. Police continues search. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, reported on Friday that Kevin Mohammed, a man facing a charge of simple larceny, escaped from police custody while at the Sparendaam Magistrates Court. Mohammed was set to appear before a magistrate to answer to the charge, but managed to evade law enforcement before his court appearance. Police have initiated efforts to locate Mohammed and are urging anyone with information regarding his whereabouts to come forward. The incident is under investigation, and the GPF is reviewing the circumstances that led to the escape. 30 passengers rescued, including Guyanese, after Corentyne River boat incident. A vessel known as the Blur boat, transporting approximately 30 passengers, including Guyanese nationals, along with cargo, sank last evening in the Corentyne River. The boat was traveling from Giri to Apira in Suriname when the incident occurred. The sinking took place at the mouth of the Giri and Corentyne rivers. After the vessel began taking on water due to an engine failure, an SOS was dispatched, alerting Surinamese authorities around 8:15 p.m. Emergency responders, including the Surinamese police, National Army, and bosuns, promptly arrived at the scene and successfully brought all passengers safely ashore. We are pleased to report that no injuries were sustained during this incident. The Blur boat operates as a transport vessel between various locations on both sides of the Guyana-Suriname border, including Orala, Siparuta, and Corentyne in Guyana, as well as Giri and Apira in Suriname. The vessel is owned by a Surinamese couple. We commend the quick response of emergency services that ensured the safety of all passengers involved. Further investigations will be conducted to assess the circumstances surrounding the incident. 31-year-old man hospitalized following armed robbery in Georgetown. A 31-year-old man, Corwin Saul, is hospitalized following an armed robbery on Thursday at Freeman Street, East La Penitence, Georgetown. Saul, who resides at Lot 180 Freeman Street, was attacked by 2 assailants while heading home on his bicycle. According to a police report, 2 men on a motorcycle approached Saul, holding him at gunpoint before forcibly taking his gold chain, valued at $95,000. During the encounter, one of the assailants kicked Saul off his bicycle, causing injuries that required medical attention. Saul was transported to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, where he was examined and admitted for treatment. The police have launched an investigation into the incident and are pursuing leads in hopes of identifying the suspects involved in the robbery. Police investigating armed robbery and abduction in Marudi, Rupununi. The Guyana Police Force has announced an investigation into an alleged armed robbery and abduction involving 4 Guyanese and 6 Brazilians at the Bushmouth substation of the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC, in Marudi, Deep South Rupununi, Region 9. According to a police statement, the incident took place around 11 a.m. on Saturday. The assailants, described as masked and armed with firearms, reportedly executed the robbery and abduction at the GGMC facility. A joint services team in the vicinity swiftly responded to the incident, pursuing the suspects who eventually abandoned their vehicle, leaving the abducted individuals behind. Police confirmed that all 10 hostages were safely rescued without harm. Authorities have indicated that additional details will be shared as the investigation progresses. 18-year-old Dowance Demonick fatally stabbed to death. 18-year-old Dowance Demonick was tragically killed on Friday in an altercation with a 15-year-old student, stemming from an ongoing dispute that reportedly began at a football game. According to a report from police headquarters, Demonick was seen leaving his home around 3:30 p.m. by local businesswoman Sandra Edwards, who observed him riding his bicycle. Approximately half an hour later, another resident saw Demonick crossing a wooden bridge in the village, with the 15-year-old suspect and his brother following him. Witnesses report that Demonick, carrying a piece of wood, confronted the 15-year-old, and a scuffle ensued, resulting in both teens falling to the ground. During the struggle, the suspect allegedly stabbed Demonick multiple times with a pair of scissors, while the suspect's brother struck Demonick repeatedly with a hockey stick as he lay on the ground. Demonick was rushed to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where he was pronounced dead due to multiple stab wounds. His body has been taken to Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, where a post-mortem examination is pending. The 15-year-old suspect, who sustained injuries to the left side of his head during the incident, was treated at the hospital and subsequently arrested. Police conducted an interview with the suspect in the presence of his father, and statements from additional witnesses have been collected as investigations continue into this tragic incident. Masked intruder breaks into Beterverwagting, ECD home, public's help needed. Action News Guyana. Police are appealing to the public for assistance in identifying an individual accused of breaking into a home in Beterverwagting, East Coast Demerara, yesterday. The suspect, who was reportedly armed, attempted to disguise themselves by cloaking in a bedsheet. Authorities are urging anyone who may recognize this individual or who may have information related to the incident to reach out immediately. Contact can be made by calling telephone 633-9784 or 672-3094. Your help is vital in ensuring community safety. GECOM Commissioner Sase Gunraj condemns PNCR's attack on Chairperson Claudette Singh. Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, Commissioner Sase Gunraj, a People's Progressive Party Civic, PPP/C, representative, has strongly criticized the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, for its recent attack on GECOM Chairperson Justice, Retted, Claudette Singh. The PNCR accused Justice Singh of bias in her vote to appoint two key GECOM roles, Civic and Voter Education Manager and Logistics Manager. The PNCR claimed that the candidates, Delon Clark and Nardio Prasad, were selected based on inferior qualifications, and alleged that the chair sided with Gunraj and other PPP/C nominated commissioners. Gunraj firmly refuted these claims, stating that both appointees possess the necessary qualifications and extensive experience within the commission. It is rather ironic that the PNCR has launched an attack on the chairman in relation to her recent vote for these appointments, Gunraj stated. In his response, Gunraj emphasized that disagreements over candidate selection are long-standing within GECOM and highlighted prior instances where opposition-nominated commissioners supported appointments that later proved controversial. Specifically, Gunraj referenced the case of Gokul Budhu in 2011, whose appointment was supported by current commissioners Vincent Alexander and Charles Corbin. Gunraj contended that they are now unjustly shifting blame for past decisions. The appointments at GECOM remain a point of contention as the Commission prepares for upcoming electoral duties.